Welcome back, Advanced Math. On today, so you already have a page set up for this, I hope, from yesterday. We did equations with two variables. We already did part 2 tables the other day, so I want to go back to our same examples today and do part 3, which is graphs. So if you do not have this written down, go ahead and open it up and give yourself a title. If you do, go find this page and just mark it with your pencil and close it back up. Alright, so kind of here's where we were. I'm just going to go straight to our examples because I'll automatically kind of bring back some of the stuff we did. Oh, this is one of them. So we did this question last time with this. Isaac is 3 years older than his brother Matthew. Write an equation that models their ages and find some possible solution. And model some possible solutions. And so we made this equation where we said, well, if we take Matthew's age, add 3 to it, we'll get Isaac's age. And then we talked about how there were just, really an endless number of possible answers to this question. So what I want to do today is take the answers we already found and put them on the coordinate plane, which is something we did way back with ratios. It was one of our ratio strategies, which some of you really liked a lot. So let me remind you how that works and why that's such a good thing. So let's see, I think I can turn on graph paper here. Let me pause it so I don't waste your time here while I'm finding out how to do that. There we go, found it. So let me remind you how this worked. So what we did with the coordinate plane is we made a number line for our first variable for Matthew's age. And we drew a number line. And then, let's see, I'm going to start and say, all right, so Matthew could be 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Maybe I'll skip a few, do 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and so on. I'm going to stop there. But so I picked a scale. Each of these kind of grid marks is 1 year for Matthew's age. And I have to have a 0. Don't forget your 0. And then right through the 0 on that number line, I'm also going to make a number line for Isaac's age. So let me put Matthew down here. And then I'm going to go right through the 0, and I'm going to make a second number line the other way for Isaac's age. And so where they cross is 0. So Isaac's age being 0 is here, kind of like right on this other one. And Matthew's age is right on the other one. So the zeros are both at this intersection point. And then we're going to do Isaac's age too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so forth. And so what we do, we take these points on the graph and we can, or on the chart rather, and we can just put them on the graph. So I can go to the point where Matthew's age is 3. Nope, sorry, Matthew's age is 0, so I don't go anywhere on here. And Isaac's age is 3, so I go up to here. I'm going to get another color. And then Matthew's age is 1. Isaac's age is 4. 2. Isaac's age is 5. 3. Isaac's age is 6. And what you do, if you look at any of this point right here, you can go down and see Matthew's age, or you can go over and see Isaac's age. 4, 7. And then we skipped a bunch and went all the way out to like 10, which would be here. 13 would be 11, 12, 13. So it'd be a little above my graph. So 9, 10. When Matthew's 10, Isaac is, keep my spot, 13. And what I'm going to do now, I've got these points. So one thing I do, I'm going to relist these. You don't have to draw these on here, but these, when we find a point on here, we list it like this a lot of times. You'll see it in parentheses. You'll see that this would be Matthew's age first, comma, Isaac's age 13. And that's called an ordered pair. And it just helps us find that spot on the graph. You know, if I want to look at, say, this one, I would list that as the ordered pair 2, 5. And that just tells me on the graph to go to 2 on the horizontal and then 5 on the vertical. So like that one right there is 2, 5. You don't have to write all those on the graph. You can. I just want to kind of remind you of that term, ordered pair. And if you see it like this instead of on the table, that they mean the same thing. So then what's nice about this is when I connect all my points I made, this lets me check any age. We didn't list every possible thing, right? But if I wanted to know, well, what about if Matthew is 7? I could just go to 7, go up to here on my graph, and see that if Matthew's 7, that means Isaac is 10. And what if Matthew's 11, which we didn't do? Well, I just go to 11 on my graph for Matthew's age, go up to my line, and it is a line, and say, oh, well, look at that. That means he's 14. And so I can kind of check any ages I want after my line's drawn. All right, let me do another one before we do one together. So here was our second example. Johnny earns $7.75 per hour. And how much money does he make depending on how long he works? So let me turn the grid on here. So this was my equation. And these were the values we found. He works 0 hours, he makes $0. 1 hour, $7.75. 2, $15.50. 3, $23.25. 10, $77.50. And this is a good example to do because this is going to remind us the graph can be pretty hard to make be perfect. Let me show you. So first thing I'm going to do, make my number line for hours horizontally. And I need a 0. So 0, I'm just going to skip every other one. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, and so on. And my other number line is going to go right through the 0. Right through its line. Remember, also, these scales, they go on the lines, not on the spaces. So the 2 is like right on this line. 4 is right on this line. And so now when I count up, this is 0 up and down here. And I probably don't want to go by ones, because otherwise I'm going to be all the way up here even to get to 7. 23 is going to be like top of the page. So maybe I'll do like 5s. 5 on that line, 10 on that line, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. So this is going to be my dollar, my money, and this is my hours. So now I'm going to start putting these ordered pairs on. So my first ordered pair is 0, 0. If he works 0 hours, he makes 0 money. That's right where my 2 number lines intersect. He makes $1, or works 1 hour, he makes $7.75. So now I'm not going to nail this exactly, right? 1 hour, it's more than $5. It's less than $10. Halfway would be $7.50, so it's like really close to halfway. 2, he makes $15.50. It's a weird decimal. Put it down there. So 2 hours, $15.50 is going to be slightly above 15. 15 would be right on that line. $15.50 is slightly above it. And 3, 23, 25. Again, that's going to be a hard one to make exactly right. 3 hours, 23, 25 is going to be more. 22.50 is halfway from 20 to 25, so I'm kind of like right here. So when I have this graph made, you know, this doesn't exactly let me be perfect with how much money he makes, but it's still pretty helpful. Like if I want to say, well, what if he works 6 hours? I would just say, okay, well that's going to be 35, 40, 45, 50. And if I go to 6 hours, looks like he's pretty close to $50 if I wanted to check. So I'm estimating at least 6 hours, $50 is probably an ordered pair. I could get a calculator and check what it would be exactly, but that's going to be pretty close. If you want to know exactly, this is going to be your better strategy, but this is pretty close too. All right. I think we have time to do at least one together. We may have to do the second one together in class. So go ahead and open up your notebook to the example we did first, which was the reading example. The third graders read, fourth graders read. And let's make the graph together of their reading. All right. So third graders and fourth graders, I'm going to put third graders along the bottom on the horizontal number line. And I've got to start at 0. And I don't know, we may want to pick a scale here, like maybe let's do jumps of 5 minutes. And remember, your scale goes on the lines, not on the spaces. And then we're going to do another number line right through the 0. And maybe same thing, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. So I'm going to put my ordered pairs on there, right? So my first ordered pair is 0, 10. That means if third graders read 0 minutes, fourth graders read 10. So I'm going to go 0 on the horizontal on my third grade one and up. So that's going to be right on this number line, 0 this way and up 10. Right? Mapping my ordered pairs here, 111 I could put on there. Since I went by 5s, might be more logical to maybe skip these 2 ordered pairs for now and jump right to, say, 10, 20, because that's going to be really easy to put on my graph. So I could go to 10, up to 20, 5. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah, 15, I'm sorry, and 25, and so on. And once you've got once you've got 2, 3, 4 of these, you can tell 2's enough to do it, but if you do more than 2, if they don't kind of line up, it'll show you that you probably did it wrong. Got a little crooked there. This is best to do with it. You'll be more precise if you do this with a ruler and line up all 3 points, but I can't do that on here. And so there you go. So there's our graph. The one I skipped, 111 and 212, you could find those. Like 1 would be like right here, which is a little like 11 there, and 2 would be here, and 12 there. They're on there. It would have just been hard to place them exactly right, so I skipped and did the other easier 3. And from here, you can tell values we didn't do. Like if I want to check, what if third graders have to read for 30 minutes? Well, then I could go up and check this ordered pair and say, even though I didn't put that one over here, and say, oh, look, that shows me the ordered pair 30, 40, which means if third graders read for 30 minutes, fourth graders read for 40 minutes. And I can find any other pair of values on there. All right. We will do the second we do in class tomorrow, I think, because I am just about out of time. So if you want to turn to the next page and try it on your own, if you feel like these 3 examples have been enough, that's fine. But I'll probably just go over it as we do in class tomorrow as well, just to make sure you're all set and have done a few examples. Okay? I will see you then.